Welcome back everybody to Forza Motorsport. So we're finishing off the Velocity Tour with the final championship, which is Extreme Speed. So yeah, the title pretty much says everything really. We're going to be in really rather quite powerful cars with high rates of speed on the go, and yeah, should be pretty fun. So let's see what cars we can choose from. So we've got a fair few cars, to be honest. We've got the Apollo Intenza Emozioni, which is, yeah, probably not going to be the most powerful car here, but still 780 horsepower, something that weighs less than 2,800 pounds, means that it is properly quick, and obviously it has a lot of aerodynamic downforce on the go as well, so handling and braking are pretty phenomenal. And then we've got the Aston Martin Valhalla concept car, even more powerful, a little bit heavier, nowhere near as good in terms of handling or braking as the Apollo, but still pretty damn good. Then we've got the Automobili Pininfarina Battista, which is even more powerful, all electric as well, so all of that power and torque is virtually instantaneous, but being electric it does have a lot of weight on the go, but as you can see it's still got decent stats. Then we've got a pair of Bugattis, we've got the Devo and the Chiron. So the Devo is basically the a slightly better handling and braking version of the Chiron, because as you can see, weigh the same, has the same power, has the same torque, but it's just the handling and the braking that is a little bit different, as well as the acceleration. Then we've got the Koenigsegg Agera RS, again massively powerful, not much in the way of weight. And then we've got the Koenigsegg 1-1, which is newly added to this game. It's not a car that we've never had before though. We had it on at least the previous Forza Motorsport game where I took it around the Nürburgring, so check out that if you haven't already. But yeah, it gets its name from the fact that it does have a power to weight ratio of 1-1. So yeah, 1,341 horsepower, so it's the same as the Agera, but as you can see it does weigh less by 77 pounds. So yeah, that is pretty phenomenal, quite frankly. Then we've got the Mercedes-AMG 1. Again, a lot of power, but also quite a bit of weight on the go in that one. And then we've got the Huayra BC Coupe from Pagani. So this is one of the older ones here, but still, it's a fair decent amount of power, but nowhere near as much as some. But again, doesn't weigh much either, just like the Apollo. And then finally we've got the Rimac Nevera, another electric hypercar like the Automobili. But yeah, like that car, also weighs quite a lot and does not have the best handling or braking. And the Concept 2 is basically the same car again. So yeah, I think, to be honest, obviously a lot of these cars are expensive, there is that, no doubt about that. Not quite sure which one to go for though, to be honest. Going off of just price alone is a little bit silly, I imagine, and I don't really want to go for a car that I already own, because therefore I've most likely already shown it off. I think we're going to go for the Koenigsegg 1-1. I know it's not as good as the Agera, oh no, it is actually better in terms of handling or braking. I know it's not as good as some cars here in terms of handling or braking. You know, you've got the Apollo, for instance, which is way better, and then you got your Mercedes-AMG, which is marginally better. But it is one of the better all-rounders here by the looks of things, especially in terms of speed, acceleration, handling, braking, and the fact it weighs less than 3,000 pounds. So it's got pretty much on the go, and at the end of the day, it is a newly added car to the game. So I'm kind of tempted just by that. So yeah, let's get it. And it's also currently got a sizable proportion of its price cut off at the moment. It's only going to be around for 6 days in that regard. Actually, like the black and the orange, to be honest. So yeah, let's buy it. And as per usual, we will keep the car in its stock form for this first race, where we're at Hakone for 7 laps. So yeah, like I said, we'll keep it stock. But let's take a look at the stats regardless. Yeah, 0 to 60 in a really rather quite impressive 2.7 seconds, 0 to 104.55 seconds, and a top speed of 266 miles an hour. Which is despite the fact that it's going to have a lot of aerodynamic downforce on the go. So that is mightily impressive. So yeah, but we won't be getting up to those kind of speeds on this track, I don't think. Will be interesting to see if we do go on a track where we can get up to those kind of speeds, or at least close to them. Obviously the only one really for that is Le Mans. And even then, if we go for the one with the chicanes in it, then yeah, you're not going to get up to quite 267, but you might not be far off. Right, let's go. Don't think we've raced anything from Koenigsegg before on this game so far, so should hopefully be pretty fun. Don't know why again it's doing the glitch where it tells you your fuel is only enough for the full race, and not anymore. Come on. It did this last time, didn't it? It's just the fuel was playing up. And it won't let us back out. Or do anything. This game is seriously getting on my nerves in a lot of ways lately. It's just braking all of the time. I'm pressing A and it's not letting me. Can I change now? Or is 100% all I'm going to be able to get? Well, not 5% off at least. Lose a little bit of weight, but yeah. Clearly this car is very thirsty, and that's because it does have quite a large engine. And obviously a lot of power going through it as well. Regardless of the fact it doesn't weigh that much, obviously the engine is still going to be churning through a lot of fuel. Especially given how high it's revving as well. Massive amounts of power, neck braking acceleration. So the wirers have way less power than us, so really we have to worry about them. Although they might have marginally better handling, even though the stat says otherwise, but because they have a lot less power to deal with and less in the way of weight, might be better in that regard. Still getting up to comfortably more than 200 miles an hour, even though the straights on this circuit aren't the largest. Does seem to have a fair bit of understeer though in this. It's not as good in the corners as I was hoping it would be. As a wall was that close. But it is as quick in a straight line as I expected. Eat the Apollo up, that's in front on the straight. That car is definitely better in terms of handling and braking, as you can see. Whoa. A little bit of a tank stopper there, not helpful whatsoever. I don't know why this car has so much understeer on the go, given it's not got most of its weight up front, given it's mid-engined and rear-wheel drive. Brave under the brakes there. Polo and the Pagani are definitely better for the corners. Able to manage their power a lot better than we are. But regardless, as soon as we get on the straight, we're just like, it's like treading on a landmine basically. It's just like boom and you're gone. Fellow Koenigsegg 1-1 though in front. I think it's an AMG 1 up ahead of that one though. Which is a pretty incredible car, to be honest, to have that small of an engine and still pack all of that power. Let's get the sound back, starting to deal with that glitch.
3 remaining.
Second place has got a penalty there. That'll help us if they slightly get ahead of us. The concern with this is it seems to be wearing its tyres out quite quickly. Should be alright for this race, but any more intensive track, which is as long as this, if not longer, a similar amount of laps, might well prove difficult in terms of time management. So much understeer. Apollo's taking advantage. Luckily he does have a penalty and we will eat him up on the straight.
One more lap.
Fourth at least. Yes. Finally got past another version of this car. Can we gain any more in the final couple of corners? understeer again. Luckily, 5th place is far behind, so we don't have to really worry about them. What we do have to worry about when it comes to the next race is, before we start that next race, is curing that understeer, because it is just really rather quite dreadful, and I'm not sure why. Could be the track, because it is quite a, you know, a high G track with the amount of cornering speed you can hold, but yeah, it just was not as good as I would have hoped through the corners. But still, got 4th place, which is fairly solid for a first race where we're in stock form. Gives us a very healthy 21 points to start the championship off with. So let's get to the upgrade screen and see if we can cure this car of its drastic understeer. Right, so let's see if we can change this car's characteristics to get rid of that understeer. So I'm thinking more tyres than anything, especially at the front. We'll do the rear as well, and yeah, we'll do the compound as well. I typically don't like to go for race tyres, especially if we're going to be going on long races, but you know, it's that risk you're going to take with these kind of cars, quite frankly, because it does understeer a lot, unfortunately. So yeah, we really do have to try and cure that. Give it extra handling with the rear bumper. We'll lighten the front as well to give it that little bit of extra turning without having to deal with any extra weight. Surprisingly, it's not on race springs already, so we'll give it that. We'll take some weight out of it as well. What about ballast? What will be 45, 55? Can we get it? Yeah, let's put it on bang on 50-50. I know it adds a bit more weight, but we have reduced the weight regardless, so and we'll do it further again with the anti-roll bars. So yeah, the 50-50 weight distribution, wider tyres up front, grippier tyres should all help in that regard. Give it a better clutch. Race transmission, yeah, that helps as well. It also reduces the weight. Yep. And swap an engine into it and maybe upgrade it more than we're already able to upgrade this engine. But nah, I like this 5.1 V8. It's really rather quite strange. Usually it's an even number when it comes to engine sizes, but this is twin turbo and a 5.1 V8. But yeah, we can't weirdly enough actually upgrade it any further. But it's fine. It's still plenty of power at the end of the day. It's hardly a small amount, you know. It's 1341 horsepower. So, and at the end of the day, it weighs slightly less than it did originally, by about 68 pounds. And yeah, we've got better tyres, better suspension. The weight distribution is more bang on. So yeah, I feel like all that will help it out. So yeah, can't unfortunately get it top of the class that we're in, but the upgrades alone should help with this car's performance. So yeah, not any quicker in terms of any of that. I'm going to leave the downforce as is because we're on this track, which I said we should go on considering this car's top speed. So yeah, Le Mans, 2 laps, 8.47 miles. Does have the chicanes in it in the straight, but even with those you can still get up to some really rather ridiculous rates of speed. So I don't want to chance hindering this car by increasing the downforce and therefore decreasing the top speed, because we are up against some quite formidable cars in a straight line. So yeah, and the slower cars we can wipe out on the straights, like the Apollo and the Pagani, because as good as they are in terms of handling, especially the Apollo, and obviously it doesn't have no power at all and it doesn't weigh all that much either, but in terms of top end speed it just doesn't have the kind of numbers that we have, quite frankly. Apparently can't get rid of any fuel. Really only going to last 2 laps. Okay then, I guess again because we're going to get up to some high rates of speed for quite a while, that will chew through the fuel. And as you can see, this car is festooned with carbon fibre bodywork. It's like carbon fibre wheels as well. That's where it gets the fact that it weighs so little. despite not being the smallest of cars. The Apollo was braking there. The Rimac and the Automobile are the ones to look out for in terms of top end speed. But as you can see, they cannot handle very well, as that Rimac is all over the place. To cut that. Yeah, I did. I haven't really been able to get any feedback from the handling yet because we're just stuck in traffic. No matter, we'll just blast down the straight instead. That's fast. Faster than the original McLaren F1 there. That's not the longest of straights either, so it shows how quick this car is in terms of acceleration. Off we go again. Amazing sounding V8 in this. Right off in front of us. It's also hilarious acceleration. As you can see, it's keeping ahead of us. But it runs out top speed, I think, about 228, whereas we were getting to about 234 there. So it does have the acceleration, and it is able to get up to its top speed really rather quickly, but top speed at the end of the day is not as high as us. Which is why we're now pulling away from them. Yeah, definitely less understeer. Whatever upgrades we've done, whichever version, whichever of the upgrades we've done, whether or not it's a combination of all of them or one specific one, has worked a charm. Nowhere near as much understeer as it was. Now obviously this is not the most brutal of handling circuits, so wouldn't know as much if we were to go back onto a Koenigsegg again and compare, but still definitely does feel a little bit more responsive at the front end. The fact that we weigh a little bit less than standard means that we do that bit of extra acceleration as well. Away we go. Second lap, first place. See if we can hold on. It's not bad over the bumps either, to be honest, this, despite having the race suspension and hardly being the highest riding cars. Seem to get thrown off by them too much. Let's see what we can do on this straight now when we're not caught up in traffic like we were before. Got up to 247 last time. Nearly 250 there. Which isn't bad by any stretch of the imagination. he turned in a little too soon there. Luckily no penalty here. Again north of 230. So yeah, even though they're not the longest straights in the world with the chicanes put in, still get up to hilarious rates of speed in this car. Even this bit isn't slow either. Up to nearly the rate of speed that we got to on the first part of the straight in the start of the track. Understeer has definitely been quelled for the most part. There's a slight hint of it still, but nowhere near as much as last time. There we go. Finally got a win. Although to be fair, 4th place in the first race was not bad at all considering this car had its handling issues and it was obviously in stock form, but with those upgrades we've definitely cured most of the understeer, and yeah, it's certainly no slouch in a straight line either. So yeah, that 1st place will promote us into 1st place overall on the championship, giving us now 49 points. So that means at the end of this episode we're 6 points ahead of 2nd and 12 points ahead of 3rd and 4th. So yeah, we've certainly had a good start to this championship, but obviously it comes down to how we do in the next 2 races, which we'll save for the next episode. But nonetheless, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.